Good morning, it's Jakob, back with a daily shortcut. Hope you're doing great. I'm going to keep this one super short. It's kind of dovetailing off of recent messages. The one that came through my mentor this morning was called How to Reach Your Outcomes at Light Speed, and he was really talking about what people go through internally when they're making the decision to prioritize their life in such a way where they literally just cut off the things that are sucking them into problematic thinking and thinking that locks them into like security where there's no growth. And in my opinion, that's slow death. I was doing that for a while, and I don't know, the message that he gave today just reminds me of what I went through in the hospital when things were just not going well with my health, and the hospital actually poisoned me. I had a surgery, and I was given some poisoned medical mesh that caused a pleural effusion, which basically means that my right lung completely collapsed. They gave me, it was acute pneumonia, I couldn't breathe, it was excruciating pain because basically they gave me 4 deadly diseases from the hospital that kill people. And it's the kind of stuff where to actually try to keep you alive, they actually have to kill you. They bring you to the point of death and suspend you there. And I was there for about 10 days. So when I was coming in and out of it, people are talking to you about last wills, testaments, what it is that you want to do, and I was the fuck you, I'm not dying guy. And like, don't talk to me like that. You're pissing me off guy. And I mean, it was just, this is the thing that I was thinking of when he was talking to me about, kind of how like you have to literally almost direct every egg in your basket at what it is that you're trying to really do, what your desired state is. And for me, it was to live. And so, I kind of had to cut some people off. I've talked about it a little bit recently. Some of y'all have heard like why I don't talk to my family. I talk to one person in my family that's really, close. That's not, he's out of state. But, the reason why is because of the toxic, problematic stuff that was being like kind of foisted on me by other people that were in my family. And, it's not to like just gripe on family, but I am saying that in a critical moment when somebody's being told this might be your last breath and you need to fill out a last will and testament because we need to know what to do with your remains when you die, you kind of like go through all of it fast. And for me, it was just like, it took me into a place where I had to just cut some losses, and people that were wishing me dead, cursing me, putting their selfish needs before mine consistently and over again, and literally having to be pushed out of the hospital by security were not even people that I would talk to at the time. And so it was probably really inflammatory, with them too. I know it was for me. I was dying, but in that critical state, I know that what I had to do in order to even live was just cut off any attachment, feeling, emotion, anything that was invested in even being open to what they had to say or their contribution to my life or their expectations of me. And this is a polarizing thing that I went through, but it kept me alive. And to this day, it's been a decision that I don't regret at all. I'm here, I'm living, I'm having a great life, actually. My life gets better every day. And about 2 years ago, they were telling me I would probably be dead now. So it's, it's the way that I can relate to this. And what I've seen is that just having the willingness and the urgency, and this is maybe where, people have to get into really caring deeply about what they want to get themselves to that point where you're really willing to just put all of your focus and attention on exactly what your outcome is going to be. Not the safe one, not the one that gives you security now, but what you really, really want. You're never going to get there unless you cut off all of that security thinking and those safety blankets, even if it's like friends, family members, peanut gallery, that you're used to kind of having around that keep you, in some sort of bondage. I noticed that I was like afraid to go for certain things in my life, and a lot of it had to do with what was being, filled in my head and in my energy space. And so you really got to look at what it is that you want and how willing you are to go for it. And sometimes people don't get to that point where they're really willing to cut off every other option and just focus completely all of their intention until it's a critical mass moment. And so for me, I just know it worked because that was a situation I was in. It was literally life and death. I'm not being dramatic here. I've got 3 titanium plates on my chest to prove it. So that's just a little bit about, how I took the message today. But I think it's really important because I talked to a ton of people that are just not happy with certain things going on in their life. And when I get to processing this with them, we realize at the end of the day, like if we make a list, how much stuff they're just clinging to just out of security feelings or that need to be pacified in that way, and not really just cutting off that energy that's being drained there and the thing that creates inertia and just keeps you blocked and stuck in submission, versus collecting that energy and sticking it in the bank of like your forward outcome. And so I don't know, maybe something to think about today. I'm definitely on this right now. This is what I do. It's helping me live my life better. And I just want to leave a quick message here. I got a few messages from some of you all about yesterday's shortcut and me talking about like actually getting off of YouTube. I'm not just gonna just fly off YouTube. I mean, I'm still doing this. It's super time consuming, and I have much better opportunities that are starting to open up for me right now that will allow me to do my spirit work in a way where it's just reaching more of the audience like you all. So I want to thank those of you who do come here and who have supported my channel and who have been in support of my spirit work and that do communicate with me in these ways. I do appreciate it very much. This has been an incredible place for me to learn and to meet some friends. So I don't regret any of that. I will just say though, that, honestly, the algorithm here, it's done me like absolutely no favors at all. I didn't expect it to, but it's been more problematic for me than it's been, I would say, supportive of me expanding here. So I'm the kind of person that won't beat his head into the wall much longer after what I just told you. So, I've been working on better options that have presented themselves to me for my expansion and for me to continue to be able to provide my messages to I think just a broader view, and so it's probably going to take me off of YouTube. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on here. I can't talk too much about some of the projects that are going on right now because they're coming together, but yeah, I'm definitely looking at moving over, and I do appreciate some of you, or those of you who reached out and were supportive about that. So I'm not just going to disappear on you, but I will be moving somewhere, and I might not be doing as much here. It's really time consuming to get everything up on YouTube and to do, I'm not even really editing videos anymore because it was taking far too long for me to run them through the software and, even do some of the things that I wanted to do. And I'm, one man with 2 hands and 24 hours. So I'm focusing on my outcomes and what it is that I'm really doing with this long term because it's my life path. And so I appreciate those of you all that are here and that inquired about that. And if you're interested in hearing the message from my mentor, it's linked below. Definitely encourage you to reach out to me if you're tired of the status quo and if you're looking for new ways to security-proof your future. I've got some things that I've been doing with a small group of people that are starting to produce some really awesome yields. And I'm talking about passive yields, like money that comes in daily, whether or not we can do things. Yesterday I had an awful day with tech because of the snowstorm that was coming through. It took me until almost 10:30 or something to get my shortcut that I recorded in the morning up online. So if that says anything, it can be very time consuming here. So it's good for me that my income does not rely upon whether or not these videos get up on YouTube, is what I'm saying. And I would be a fool, an absolute fool, if I relied upon that for my future. So I've got some other things that I'm doing right now that actually pull me into my outcome, whether or not the tech's working. So if you're interested in that, I got your curiosity. I'm going to leave a link below, fill out the form, put in your information. I will personally get in touch with you, and we'll set up a time to talk. All right, take it easy. God bless. Getting to your down and dirty daily next.